All you know about the moon is that it is a round star very close to the Earth, which plays a big role in the functioning of our solar system. What you don't know is that it shrinks over time, emits strange flashes, may be home to aliens, and that very strange things are happening there. Sit back and relax. Today you'll learn more about what's going on up there, on the moon. You're an early riser, and you were lucky enough on January 21 to witness an incredible total lunar eclipse. But what you don't know is that something exceptional happened that day on the moon. Of course, you didn't notice anything, and that's normal. But as we are nice, we're going to tell you what it is about. Be careful, it will be astronomical. That morning, very early around 5:41 a.m., while astronomy enthusiasts and researchers were all clutching their telescopes to observe the satellite during the lunar eclipse, a small white flash caught their attention. Many opinions were given as to the origin of the small white luminous point as soon as the photos and videos were shared on social networks. Many have naturally thought of the impact of a meteor. Astronomers and astrophysicists then began to comb through the videos that recorded the reddening of the moon, and very quickly, the hypothesis was confirmed. A meteorite did crash on the moon at the time of the eclipse, a hallucinating spectacle that fell at the right moment to dazzle the astronomy enthusiasts. The moon is almost daily bombarded by meteorites that weigh about 2,800 kilograms, and since its surface is large, the meteorites are relatively tiny. Scientists have always wanted to witness this live, but the chances of it happening are remote. It looks like that heaven decided to grant their wish. Witnessing a meteorite fall live was a first for everyone. Are you sad to have missed it? It's okay, since we just showed it to you, it's as if you were there. When we talk about the moon, you inevitably think of this magnificent round white star, which with all its splendor illuminates the dark nights. But no, you are wrong. The color of the moon is not what you think it is. Look at this, you will be shocked. The moon shines because it reflects the light of the sun, so it does not produce its own light. It is a bit like a mirror that reflects the light of a lamp. This makes the perceived brightness of the star depends on where it is in orbit around the Earth. Its color, as it is sometimes seen from the Earth, can go from red to white through purple or yellow. But all these colors are not its true colors. They are only the results of optical phenomena in our atmosphere. In other words, it is only the color that is apparent. The true color of the moon does not really depend on optical tricks. In fact, the moon is actually a very dull gray with a few touches of color. Are you stunned? Come down from your moon. And speaking of the moon, tonight you'll sleep a lot easier. It is a full moon evening. You are out admiring the magnificent sky. You observe the star and strange questions suddenly arise in your head. What would happen if the moon disappeared? It's true that no one has ever asked this question. Well, we are going to answer you. Be careful, you will fall from the sky. The question is too important to be answered in a few seconds, but we'll make it short. If tomorrow the moon resigns from its role, the air temperatures will immediately be totally changed, varying from -80 degrees Celsius to +100 degrees Celsius. If the Earth's axis were to change, the Earth would be aligned with the sun. This means that one part of the planet would be frozen while the other would be completely burned. One part would be plunged in the dark and the other constantly under the light. There would be very violent winds approaching 300 kilometers per hour, and earthquakes would become frequent. Not to mention the fact that the days would last 8 hours, that animal species would be in danger, and that the terrestrial flora would progressively disappear, depriving other organisms of food and other benefits, without forgetting the tides, which would be turned upside down and which would impact ocean currents. And I could go on. This one thing leading to another would lead to the extinction of life on Earth. It is chilling to imagine this, you are right. Now enjoy your one-on-one time with the moon and tell yourself that nature can't be more perfect than it already is. You often have the opportunity to observe the moon, but you never realize something incredible. When you find out, you will be shocked. In fact, what very few people know is that the moon has been emitting strange and very short light signals for a very long time, and nobody knows the origin of these transient lunar phenomena. Many hypotheses have been given to understand the why of the how. Some think that these flashes could be linked to the impact of a meteor, which would produce light. Others think that they are the effects of the solar wind on the moon. Hakan Kayla, a specialist in space technology at the University of Würzburg, Germany, takes a different view. He thinks that seismic activity on the moon is causing its surface to move and spread gas trails, which could reflect sunlight as they escape. You don't know who to believe? All these theories are confusing you? Then do your own research and add your stone to the edifice to try to pierce the mystery. Who knows? Maybe you'll manage to revolutionize the science of astronomy. For you, the moon is an immutable star in the sense that it does not change. You also think that nothing much happens to it, but you are wrong. The moon undergoes many changes that you do not necessarily see with the naked eye, and that's why we're going to tell you about them. So listen carefully. Just like the Earth, the moon often experiences tremors on its surface, earthquakes that can reach a magnitude of 5 on the Richter scale. That's not nothing. Wait, that's not what's most surprising. What is most amazing is the origin of these quakes. Over hundreds of millions of years, the moon has shrunk by 50 meters due to its cooling. We explain. The moon ages with time. It is like a grape that wrinkles. The older it gets, the more it breaks down as it shrinks, and this creates cracks. 50 meters of reduction. It can seem enormous to you, but compared to the size of the moon, it is not so big. Nevertheless, the cracks that are created on its surface generate the moonquakes that we were talking about earlier. The moon getting older, moonquakes, all this is both fascinating and very worrying. But don't worry, it still has a few million years of life left in it. There you go, you know some incredible things about her now. You are hunting for some articles to read on the internet because you love to read about anything related to astronomy. You are attracted by the confusing title, A Mysterious Cabin on the Moon. You start to read the first lines, and then you are appalled by what you learn. Yes, you read it right. China has just made an astonishing discovery on the dark side of the moon, a discovery that it has poetically named the Mysterious Hut. If it was called the dark side of the moon, it is not that it is far from us. On the contrary, the moon is not the most distant object of the solar system from the Earth. Nevertheless, it hides many things. The Yutu-2 rover recently sent pictures of the far side of the moon, and among them, a picture that seems to show a strange cubic structure. This puzzling structure was quickly put at the heart of convoluted assumptions and theories of all kinds. Theories not very logical given by internet users full of imagination. On the other hand, the scientists are more down to earth and support a relatively more founded hypothesis. According to them, the most probable hypothesis would be the impact of a meteorite that occurred a few thousand years ago, and for a reason that we can't explain. It would have created this mound of rock during the impact. While waiting for the rover to reach this mysterious thing and reveal a little more about it, we will have to be patient, and especially not let ourselves be convinced by the people who claim it is aliens who have set up camp there. Otherwise, you can do your own scientific research and give us your opinion in the comments. When you admire the sky on a full moon night, you are overwhelmed by its beauty, and you can't help but wonder what it could be hiding, because you are sure of it. The moon hides something mysterious inside. Today, we're going to share one of its secrets with you. Keep your ears open, because what you're about to hear will surprise you. The moon has a mysterious metallic mass on its hidden side. Indeed, researchers have discovered a huge mass, well anchored and buried under the hidden face of the star. This mass has been placed at the heart of several scientific papers, including an article published in the scientific journal Geophysical Research Letters. According to the latter, the mass, estimated to be 5 times larger than the island of Hawaii, would lie at a depth of nearly 300 kilometers under the South Pole Aitken Basin. A huge crater, the largest in the solar system, formed in the lunar soil billions of years ago. Scientists link the presence of this strange and very dense mass to the eventual formation of the crater. It could also come from the metallic core of an ancient impactor, an asteroid which dispersed into the lunar mantle, the layer between the crust and the core. And while it's not clearly visible on the moon's surface, it would appear to have a small effect on the lunar landscape by pulling it down to form a tiny ovoid depression. And while it's not clearly visible on the moon's surface, it would appear to have a small effect on the lunar landscape by pulling it down to form a tiny ovoid depression about 800 meters lower than the surrounding crater floor, a feature commonly referred to by scientists as the central depression. Are you surprised? From now on, you will see the moon differently. Aliens on Mars, aliens invading the Earth in 100 years. You've heard so much about these alien stories that you don't believe them so much anymore. But today, it's different. Today, we're going to talk to you about aliens. Yes, but on the moon. Believe me, it's worth your while to listen to this. Be careful, keep your feet on the ground, because what you will learn might shake you up a bit. On October 19, 2017, an observatory in Hawaii reported an observation made in the heart of our solar system of a mysterious object crossing at about 4 times the speed of most asteroids. They named the object Oumuamua, which in Hawaiian means messenger from afar and arrived first. Since then, this interstellar object has been shaking up opinions and has been the breeding ground for the most outlandish theories. Some even consider the unthinkable. Oumuamua could have been built by aliens. This object is the first to have been observed so close to our Earth. It holds characteristics that are incredible to say the least. It has, among other things, the shape of a flat cigar, and it is 10 times brighter than any comet or asteroid of the same size. But the craziest thing is that the trajectory of Oumuamua is confusing. The object seems to be pushed by a mysterious force, which is not in accordance with the laws of physics, which allow to predict the trajectories of objects subjected to the gravitational influence of the sun. Admit that all this bewilders you, but imagine for a second that it could be true. Didn't it make you want to know a little more? So what do you think of everything you've just learned about the moon? Do you believe in these strange things? Tell us what you think in the comments, and if you like this video, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell to receive all the notifications and not miss anything from our upcoming content.